Now, Spiro, when you actually landed in Kabul, is that where
Kabul International
Yeah.
Airport, that's right, KIA.
Did you get the sense that you were in a war zone, or did it seem like any other international airport?
Well, you got the sense it was in a war zone. You boarded a military plane.
Yeah.
With weapons and all, helmet, ready to go. What you really got the idea, if you had any doubt that you were in a war zone, is the tactical landing from 30,000 feet to touchdown. And that landing is in a matter of minutes, not in a matter of
Several minutes, yeah.
Yes, it's very fast, and you need to be prepared for it. So if you had any doubt where you were going, the tactical landing was, solidified it.
And I'm trying to get a sense of, I don't expect you could just go out and walk around freely. As you said, you had to have a escort with you. How dangerous was it?
Well, every day you went out, you realized that it was game on. All your equipment was on, your weapons were in a ready status, ammunition was not supplied, but actually in the chamber of the weapon. There was, you could laugh and giggle up until you hit the gate of the American base you were departing.
Mm-hmm.
From that point on, you had a gunner, you had people at the ready position, you had multiple vehicle convoy, and there was no room for error. Everybody is rehearsed, everybody knows what to do.
The issue of roadside bombs and so forth, is it as great in Afghanistan, or is it common in Afghanistan against American forces?
It is. It is not, from what I understand, as common as Iraq. However, and one of the key reasons is they have limited roads. Even the Taliban doesn't want to blow up their roads.
Yeah.
It's their way of transportation as well as everybody else's way of transportation. So unless you fly, we did a lot of flying, unless you fly back and forth in the country, that road, they usually don't blow up. What they would do is there's always a sniper, always a chance of some type of small arms fire interaction. Mm-hmm. So that's usually the way they would engage if they were a non-government force.
So that first time out, as you said, it was game on, and you must perhaps for the first time in your life realize that there are people here who perhaps want to kill you.
Oh, absolutely. The first time actually was from Kabul airport to the local base at 117 degrees. So you had a pistol here in a ready position, and you had a rifle with you. And there was a bus of us, because they had to transport in the bus, obviously, from the airplane. And that bus is at that time was open. You could see the merchants in Kabul streets, and you never know who's friendly or not friendly just by driving at 30 miles an hour.
Right.
So it's kind of tough to gauge that. But as time went on, you could see from their facial expressions, you could see from some other expressions who was pro and not pro, military.
You were actually in Afghanistan for 11 months?
Roughly 11 months.
Your most memorable thought of that 11-month period?
Oh, God. There were many. I'll give you two extremes. We got there, and there was a shooting. There was a shooting that took place weeks before we got there. So I didn't observe that. And that was a shooting, one of the Afghan National Army, which was publicized, went home, somehow turned against the whole regime, came back, and ran amok with a rifle and killed some of his own and actually killed an American. Mm-hmm. So when you got there, you heard, and that happened right where we were, weeks before we got there. So that set the tone. Again, if you didn't have game on, if you didn't focus, that would set the tone for you. But when I got there, 2 weeks later, we had just an accident, a roadside accident, where 2 Americans got killed with a vehicle. That was the low. I can honestly say the low, because I got a chance to be one of the first on the scene. Mm-hmm. And that was to see one of your own go down in a non-military manner.
Yeah.
Was definitely
Certainly an irony of
it was
ironies.
just, you know, some of the ways you go, you know, National Guardsmen from different parts, from Iowa, family, the whole bit. So we had all the services there for them. And then the highlight was when I needed to get my feelings in the right way, we used to have many humanitarian assistance missions, many, from school drops to school openings to you name it, women's health centers, for medical supply drop-off. So I used to join the medical team in one of those, or join the school opening team. So the highlight of me, I think on the positive side, although I did several school openings, was a women's school, a girls' school, I should say. It was a girls' elementary school. They're segregated, girls and boys school there. Again, back to the culture. And it was to see a brand new school built with American and NATO funds and have the grand opening, if you will, of this school with all girls there was a treat for me. In fact, a local, the Rotary, the Waterford Rotary, was very kind with Dr. Collins' help and others, Pasquale and others, put together multiple boxes in Ziploc bags, sent them to me. That included a notepad, that included erasers, pencils, and some of the basic needs of a student. And I was able, and I do have pictures of those, to hand those out. And the face you would see on these girls, that was second grade, third grade, what have you, elementary school, was enough for me to carry me months. If you had a down day, you just look back at their faces and what you're doing to help them out. So it came full circle, that the highs and lows were from day to day. Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you for the time. I feel it's great that the story of the veteran is told. I've spoken with Vietnam vets on out. Early in my career, I actually had a Korean vet serve under me, a sergeant, and he told me of some of the trials and tribulations of that war. And I think the support that the population and our American public has for the U.S. Armed Forces is second to none. Why do I say that? Because we were cohabitating with Slovenians, Spaniards, and Italians, and I can tell you the support we got, the care packages, the school drop-offs that I mentioned earlier from Waterford Rotary, all those were just second to none. So it really makes the time go by faster, all the way down the care packages for Christmas and Thanksgiving. So it made life a lot easier for us abroad. Yeah. And I want to thank the public for that, and thank you for the time to tell our side of the story.